So I actually have two pieces of scripture. So I apologize. So the first one is going to be up on the screen. It's 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. And it's in the New Living. So it says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, and is always hopeful and endures through every circumstance. So that was the first one. And now the next one is 1 John 4:8, and it says, I'm reading it. I was like, it didn't change. Anyways, but anyone who does not love does not know God, for God is love. Okay, so do any of y'all have a best friend? I know I have a best friend. Are any of y'all's best friends in here? Mine's not. Mine's at home. Mine are in here. Have you ever noticed, listen, I have a lot of people I call best friend. So have y'all ever noticed that like the more time you spend with that person, the more like you start to sound like them, you start to act like them, you saying the same words as them, all that? Okay, so I noticed this pretty recently. A lot of y'all met my friend Chris. He's been here a couple times, led worship. We love Chris. So me and Chris hang out quite a bit. And he does this voice, and y'all have probably heard it because I've done it to you two a lot in that sea. He does this voice, and it's this baby voice, okay? So if y'all have talked to him, you probably heard it. If you talk to me, you've definitely heard it. And out of nowhere, I started doing it. Like, we just hang out, and then suddenly I talk like this all of the time. I don't know why. It's so dumb, but it's something I just started doing it, and I was like, okay, I guess this is happening now. So now I talk in that voice, like my whole office, it's a joke. And it's crazy because when I was preparing this message, I was like talking to Pastor Alex. I was like, can you help me, please? I need help. See, just like that. It just comes out. I don't even mean to. It just happens. And I realized that actually Pastor Alex has started to pick it up too. So it's kind of funny because like now, not only do I steal from Chris, but Pastor Alex has stolen it from me. I apologize if y'all start doing it. It can just be our thing. It can just be our youth group thing. Anyways, so you just start to like look like the people you're around all the time. But what's really cool is this actually like doesn't stop with just these relationships. It actually continues into your relationship with God. And so the more you're around God, the more you start to look like God. The more you're in his word, the more you'll start to look like him. The more time like you're spending with him, the more you'll look like him. And what's cool is about that whole first passage we read was about love, right? Love is patient, love is kind. And we hear that like at weddings, if you ever go to those, but like, it's cool because that second scripture said God is love. So you can go back to 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7, cut out the word love, add in the word God, and now you know who God is. God is patient. He is kind. He is not proud. He's not boastful. He's not rude. He's not irritable. All of those things are who God is. But the best part to me of all of this is not just who God is, but when you're spending time with him, becoming like him, this is now who you are too. So then you get to start putting your name in that scripture. And if you go to 1 Corinthians 13, like, listen, I know myself, and I'm just not always these things. And so it's not always like an immediate shift because there are still days, let's read it. There are still days where I am definitely rude and definitely irritable, and I keep some records of wrong, and you can ask my roommate, I'm sure she's seen the record of wrongs. And like there are just days where I don't exemplify who God is, and it's in those moments, and you're probably gonna have those days too. I'm sure y'all, like if y'all ever been in traffic or in traffic with me, you've seen these things. And so there are going to be days where you've probably not, like, you're not seeing it. You're like, I'm not patient today, and I'm not kind today. And all it takes is like what Maya was saying. Just say Jesus. For me, I just say thank you. The more I say thank you, thank you, thank you. About what? I don't know. I have nothing specific to be thankful for. If I have nothing, it's just thank you for the cross. I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I don't want to at first. And slowly, the more I say it, even now, like I start to feel like this tension release. I'm like, okay, thank you, thank you. And it becomes more genuine. And it's cool because the Bible actually says that we enter his gates with thanksgiving. So the more if you are in the I don't know, I can't think of like a nice word to say, the worst mood, okay? You are just there, you're the worst. Just start saying thank you. You don't want to, I know, and you're gonna say it through gritted teeth, you're gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you. And then suddenly it will shift to thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're in his presence. And then the more you're there, the more you'll start to see those attributes just come out without even your permission. You'll just start being more patient and you'll start being more kind. And you don't want to, it's just what flows out of you naturally because of who you spent time with. So yeah, that's what I have to say.